Hello, creatives. So today I'm going to be making my journal for dephemerember, whatever. Anyway, it's sponsored by Barbara from 49 Dragonflies and Luise Hensel. They do this thing in December, and we're all getting our journals ready so that we can participate. And we'll be making ephemera. They have a prompt. I will post in the show more the connection to them so that you can go and check everything out for yourself. They have a question and answer section. You can go and look at past ones. Dephemerember? I cannot pronounce. No, I don't think anybody can. Dephemerember. Whatever. Anyway, it's cute. So here I'm using a dragon that I had embroidered on some canvas. I was testing it out, and when it came out, I really liked it, and I wanted it to be my book for this journal. The pattern comes from Urban Threads, and it's called Mythos of Dragons Filigree. And I chose these colors. Of course, you can choose your own if you do that. And I think the one that they did in their example is golden, but that wasn't me. So I put this on a scrap piece of canvas, and I am working with whatever that is. So the size is going to be very different. Because I think it's like maybe half a page of, let's say, a letter, U.S. letter size. So that's what, 8.5 by 11 so it's 8.5 maybe by 4.25, if that. And I'm just working with what I have. And these are the cardboard. I have tons of this cardboard. And I'm using that as my basis. Whereas Barbara from 49 Dragonflies, she makes her journals out of garbage bags, brown paper garbage bags. And actually I've made one like that. And it comes out pretty nice. I like it. But for this one, I didn't think the garbage bag was going to work because I think it needed to be a little sturdier. So that's why I'm using the board. Now, I pretty much just measured it to get it where it looked like it would cover the board. And I'm using Beacon 3-in-1 glue. That's a really good glue for crafts. I use it a lot for fabric, when I'm attaching fabric to something. And most of the time, I'm letting this just stay at the way it was done, so normal speed. When I glued things down, I think I sped most of the gluing process. I spread that to maybe 2 or 4 times because watching someone put glue down can be pretty boring. So I'm cutting the corners off of the canvas so that I can fold it. It turns out I should have cut them a little closer, but it's fine. It works. I was able to adjust for it. I'm sorry about being out of frame at this point. I didn't realize that I was, because when I'm looking through the camera, it seems like everything was in frame. And then when I look at it on the video, the replay, it's like, oh, what an idiot, right? So anyway, it looks like this is going to be a fun thing to do. It starts, I think the prompt comes out in November, the middle of November, and then the videos that they put up are done throughout December. I don't know how they're doing it. This will be my first year doing it with them. It's a pretty big thing for me to do. I was able to get through Carrie Griffith's postcard I forgot when did we do that? Oh my goodness, that's been a while. We did I got through the postcard one, which I was pretty proud of. So this would be really good if I can get through this. So it seems like, I'm looking at 2023 dephemerember prompt list, and it seems like it goes throughout the entire month, but it looks like there may be weekends that are free. There's something to do almost every day except for certain times, and I think that has to do with weekends. I think some of the things excuse me. So some of the things that I usually do is I'll have a nice wide area for the spine, but it's too wide because obviously I'm working with whatever size this canvas is. Excuse me. I think I need to go get coffee. So I'm breaking it down. I think it was like 2.5 or 2.25. I really can't remember. But that's for that. And I talk about the spine later on and how I'm going to attach that. I've made these lots of times, but the thing is, every time I do it, I'm like, I should have done this or I should have done that. And what can I tell you? So I'm not too unhappy with the width of the spine, except I think Barbara and Luise, theirs is a little wider. They're doing 4 signatures. I'm only having 3. For some reason, my journals don't seem to get as bulky as some other people's, but it could be, like the paper journal I did that was inspired by Barbara. It's supposed to be like a journal, a daily journal, and mine has hardly anything in it, and it's, I don't know. All right, so here we have these 2, and we're going to put those. I'm just checking to make sure the size is correct. Oh yeah, I'm sure you all know about this, but I'm just going to tell you anyhow. If you take a piece of the cardboard that you're using for your journal, you can use that as a spacer, and it'll give you enough room in between the boards. You don't want them right up against each other, but you want them. And now, here's where I get confused. So I know that's going there, but then I can't find the piece that I'm supposed to put in the middle. Yeah, see, now I'm like, where is it? Okay, so. I have 2 tables, and you would think I'd have enough room, but when you're filming, your equipment takes up a lot of room. My camera and my tripod take up a lot of room. All right, so now I'm just checking to see now where am I gonna? There it is. All right, am I using that one or what? I think I'm mulling about the fact that I may have to change this. I don't remember if I do or not. Do I? I think I do. All right, so we're going with the more narrower, so I have more room. See, you put that in there, and that gives you plenty of space so that you can fold or close your book, and it's not gonna, it'll give you enough space in between. I learned that a long time ago. All right, I don't know what I'm mulling about here. Okay, so now we're going to go into gluing. So basically, I think it's a nice thing to do when you're in the holidays, especially as you get older and the holidays may not do so well for you. I think having something to do like this just really helps. It helps. And if somebody is new to this and they're like, I don't have anything. You don't really need a lot. I'm just working with what I have. Like I said, I was playing with my embroidery machine. I made the dragon and I really liked it. I wasn't sure what I was going to make for the journal for this project. Christmas was, the holidays, oh gosh, really was fun when the kids were little. I truly, truly loved all of the holidays. But as you move away from your family and things change, it gets harder. But having something that's going to keep your mind occupied and give you something to do, I think that's a good thing to do. All right, and we're just going to glue this down. And then we're going to have to tackle the sides. Okay, so here we are, just really lathering up the cardboard with some glue, and then I'm going to spread it and then place it, and then we'll end up folding up the corners. And that's where I run into some problems. You can see here on the ends, the corner should have been a little bit shorter, but I don't realize that until we get further along down the line. The thing is, with a lighter material, you can leave them a little longer and it folds over fine. but with such a heavy canvas, it really needed to be shorter. Now this is where I figured out. I'm like, bah! But I still have time. I can go in and I can just cut a little bit off. It looks really clumsy right now. Excuse me. It looks really clumsy right now, but it actually goes pretty well. The problem is that these are not my material scissors. I sort of kept them in the sewing room because my fear of using my fear of using the scissors that are for my material on paper is really high. Like, I have 100 scissors, but the odds are I'll grab whatever's in front of me, so. There's another one. I was like, it's not gonna work. So we just have to take a little bit off, fold it over, and the corners end up okay. The other problem I have has to do with the spine area. Now in the spine area, what I did is I cut a little V out. It wasn't bad. The thing is, though, I do have some fraying at the top where when I cut the V out, I should have left it in there and just pulled it in and glued it down. Instead, I cut it off, and that was where I had a problem. So you could see it right there. I'll see if I can't zoom in on it. See, just leave it. You just pull it in and glue it. That would have been the perfect thing to do, but I was thinking it was going to be too thick. It would have been fine. It would have been just fine if I left it alone. But no, I had to cut it away because I felt like it was going to bulk it. Oh well, live and learn. And it's for me. If it wasn't for me, I might not care. But anyway. So we're going to go around and I'm going to finish this up by attaching the rest of it, and we're going to let it dry overnight, if not even longer, depending upon when everything else is ready. And then we're going to put in a lining. So I had a friend who was destashing her material, and believe it or not, I still have tons of it left. And that's what I use, and I think it coordinates just fine with my dragon. And that's what I'm going to use for my lining. Now for the lining part, I don't measure. Yeah, a lot of times I eyeball a lot of stuff. It may not come out perfect, but I don't sell these things, so we're fine. I'm just going to eyeball it, tuck everything under, and then I'm going to sew on the outside and get, I'll probably sew a zigzag and straight stitch. So pretty much just quickly getting it to size. I probably could have left the ends out and let it fray. That probably would have looked really good, but I was being a fuss budget. I should have left it. I should have left the spine. We'll get to that. I'll explain that part too. I think it would have been fine and just let it fray. I think that would have made a really nice edging. I don't know if I can work on adding an edging to any of this. We just leave it. It is what it is, as I say. It is what it is. Now, something's wrong with that corner. It's driving me crazy, so who knows? All right. In any case, I do hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already, and perhaps maybe we will see you next time. I'm working towards getting 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm really hopeful. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we shall try. Been doing that for quite a long time. Anyway, so here's my lining. There's all my stuff. I'm going to probably just tack this there for the moment, because at that time I wasn't sure how I was going to attach the signatures. I wasn't sure if I was going to go through the lining and have it hidden behind it. I wasn't going to go through the entire book. That was, I knew that already, but I wasn't sure how I was going to attach the signatures. So instead of gluing this down and getting it prepped already, I wanted to just live with it for a little bit. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put a pocket or what have you. We'll see at the end my final decisions on this. In any case, I'm just laying it out, making sure I'm happy with it. Sometimes just doing that, I think, is a good idea, just to make sure that you're happy with where you got it. Is it the size correct? And if I live with it for a little bit like this, I can kind of imagine what the rest of it's going to be. It gives me time. I think sometimes, even though this worked out, sometimes it's best to just sit with something for a little bit and see how it goes. It's just a suggestion. I am one of those. I'm not diagnosed ADD, but there are times I think, yeah. And so I think it's good to sit with things sometimes just to see if I'm happy with it. So I'm just fussing here, trying to see where, when it bends, will I have enough room for the material? That's, some of the things. I'm sure that there are ways to do that where it's measured and everything's fine. This is my process. This is what I do. Anyway, so I hope you'll come back and see part 2 for when I pick out all of my papers and how I attach it. I do attach my spine a little differently than I have in the past. So I hope I'll see you then. In the meantime, go and see Barbara at 49 Dragonflies and Luise. They're very interesting and it's kind of fun. As you can see here, this is one of the things that I wish I didn't do. So I wish I had just left. So I end up doing, I think, 5. Well, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you that later. But you want to make sure you know where the top is. Put a T. And I should have left it just like this and not try to glue everything down. It didn't have to be neat. I think it would have been really cool to have the fuzzy ends on there, but it is what it is. Next time. All right.